My hot take is Michael Jordan's 6-0 finals record is the most overrated stat in sports.
The stat works because it's a clean story. Perfect record, never failed. But it ignores when he did fail. 6-0 in the finals isn't proof he's untouchable. It's proof he lost earlier instead. Jordan played 15 seasons. In 9 of them, he didn't even make the finals. In Wilt's, Magic's, or LeBron's careers, the years they lost in the finals still count as failures on their record. For Jordan, those failures just came in earlier rounds. It also ignores how loaded those Bulls teams were. Even when Jordan first retired, they still had Pippen at his peak, shooters like Kerr, and the same defensive system that strangled teams. The very next season, without their superstar, they won 55 games and nearly made it to the NBA Finals without Jordan, which tells you just how good that team actually was. And even when Jordan returned in 1995, he went nuclear down the stretch. But the Bulls still lost to Orlando. The perfect finals record makes it sound like every year he played, he dominated the league start to finish. In reality, he was human. His teams were elite. The 6-0 narrative just skips the years it didn't work out.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Umar Raja, the founder of House of Highlights, says Michael Jordan's record in the NBA Finals 6-0 is overrated. And it's a hot take. It's not a hot take. It's a brain-dead, idiotic, stupid, no common sense take. And I'm going to show you why they stayed away from his performance, why he was 6-0 in the finals, and they only focused on that number 6-0, and they convoluted with him from his early years to say it's overrated. And I'm going to show you why it doesn't make no sense. Because of the way this man performs in the finals, there's a reason why the Chicago Bulls are 6-0. There's a reason why he won all 6 finals MVPs. It's because the way he performed at the pinnacle of his sport. This is something you can't refute. This is something you can't say didn't happen, because it did happen. Every time when it got time to play an important game, Michael Jordan elevated his game in the playoffs and then in the finals. That's a fact. The Bulls made the playoffs every year with Michael Jordan, with the Chicago Bulls. And the one year that he missed a majority of his games, where he only played 18, was in 1985, where he broke his foot, and the Chicago Bulls were 30-52. Yes, it's a losing record, but they still made the playoffs because back in the late 80s, the East wasn't as strong as it was during the 90s. It kind of fell off during the late 80s. But he fractured his foot, and he only played 18 games. So with the Chicago Bulls, he made the playoffs every year, too. So we can't say that for LeBron James. See, they won't bring that up. So if you're going to use that same argument prior to LeBron James winning, this guy didn't make the playoffs the first 2 seasons. So would that make his legacy even worse? See, this is what happens when you're a LeBron fan. Logic, common sense cannot coexist. It's only got to be emotion in an echo chamber of self-delusion. They only propagate this guy because it's their favorite player. We're looking at Michael Jordan, what he did in the finals. The 93 finals is probably his best performance. He has a whole bunch of them, but 93 to me stands out more than any of them. And you could see what Michael Jordan was doing prior to winning championships on the top hand of the screen versus the bottom hand, because I wanted to show this so with every context they can't avoid it. Here's the main problem with LeBron stans and their idiotic mindset. Allen Iverson is my favorite player, but I would never say he's the greatest player of all time. I wouldn't say he's better than Mike. I wouldn't say he's better than Kobe. Wouldn't say he's better than Russell. Wouldn't say he's better than Magic, because I have enough common sense and logic to know how good Allen Iverson is compared to those greats. LeBron fans don't have the ability to separate logic and common sense. It's only emotion, and keep your echo chamber safe, filled with nothing but delusion, protected at all times. They want to bring up Steve Kerr and Scottie Pippen, not realizing that they weren't that close to getting to the finals because it was the semifinals which they lost to the New York Knicks. This is nothing but a convoluted attempt to try to disrespect or denigrate Michael Jordan's legacy. And it's a horrendous failed attempt by the founder of House of Highlights. But I want to get your guys' thoughts in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you think this is one of the most idiotic takes you ever heard from a LeBron stan. Drop your thoughts in the comment section, and I'll catch y'all on the next video.
17 seconds from Game 7 or from championship number 6. Jordan, open, Chicago with the lead!
Quick crossover, look at Brian Russell slips, and Michael pulls up and buries the shot to give him a 1-point lead.
That may have been